A very good morning to you. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, the Chat Wrap on Relax Radio. We're all about keeping you informed. We're all about making sure that you are inspired and that you have everything you need to get on with your day. So, if you want to stay inspired and if you want to participate in very useful and interesting conversation, all you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. We have a lot in store for you. First of all, I want to say Eid Mubarak to everybody celebrating. And if you're not celebrating, that's fine as well. Like I told you before, what I want to try to do to you within the next couple hours is give you an idea, okay, of what is happening and how Muslims around the world are celebrating, and just so that you'd become a better global citizen, just so you'd have an idea of everything that's happening. Now, to give us a little idea of what is happening with regards to the Eid celebrations and how the community is celebrating, we have a very good person, a very good friend of mine, and that is Sami. Sami is joining us, and he will just give us a little insight as to what actually is happening with the Eid celebrations going on. Hi, Sami.
Hello, hi, good
Welcome to the show,
morning.
Sami. Good
Thank you.
morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you're in. And of course, Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak to everybody who is celebrating Eid today and who's celebrating tomorrow as well. United Kingdom, today is the first of Shawwal, which marks the beginning of the month of Shawwal and is the day of Eid after 30 days of fasting in Ramadan, which was completed yesterday. We are here in a suburb of Grays and Thurrock, and this is in Essex, the county. The grounds are, this is the Stifford Hall Hotel, which was previously the Radisson, and it's now the grounds of this hotel. This is not a mosque as you would see. This is a hotel with a very nice surroundings, lush green area, and a peaceful surrounding. But the grounds are used for two Eid prayers every year by community members. The reason being that there are facilities for the sisters to pray as well, who are taking shelter under the canopy at the moment. The brothers have stood the grounds under this rain. It is raining. In fact, the rain was quite very light, but it is beginning to rain quite heavy now. So I'm not sure if you can see the raindrops, but it is raining, and everyone is sitting and listening to the sermon being delivered by the preacher at after the prayers. The prayers have been completed, and now is the sermon. Once the sermon is complete, everybody will be free to go. Just a reminder that we are still in lockdown in UK, in a partial lockdown. So there is no handshaking, no hugging for Eid at the moment. And everyone is advised to maintain the distance and only have the distance greetings. But from the 17th of May, there will be some changes that will be brought in. So there will be a more relaxation with regards to people meeting. So it is a bit sad that people cannot actually visit each other during this time of Eid. At the moment, only two households are allowed to meet in an open area. So if you have
Okay.
a back garden, you can meet in the back garden.
Right.
But
Sami, just looking, I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for keeping us educated of what is happening out there. Thank you so much for, giving us an idea of what exactly is happening with Eid celebrations. But I have a small question to you. How exactly did you as an individual celebrate Eid last year? And is there any improvement this year? The lockdown is so much better than it was last year. So how exactly has the situation improved for you as somebody that celebrates Eid as opposed to last year?
last year, there were no prayers in the mosque during Ramadan. There were no, the mosques were completely closed. All places of worship were closed. Only people were able to pray at home. So the Eid prayers last year with all the families were held at home. So everybody did their Eid prayers at home, and they had that feeling of detachment. Today, alhamdulillah, we are having this feeling of a community, of
Right.
a brotherhood feeling, a sisterhood feeling, where people are being able to gather. The community feeling is coming back, and we value that feeling. I think now people are beginning to realize the value of being in a community.
Exactly. That's another thing that I do want to talk about for a second, because I feel like religious festivals, especially Eid, it's all about indulging and sharing in love and sharing with your family, your friends, your community. And I feel like yes, COVID-19, the pandemic in itself wasn't too great, but it was that reminder that we needed to almost be grateful and appreciate the community around us. I don't know if you agree, Sami, but that's exactly what I feel.
I agree with you 100%. This pandemic has taught us a lot of lessons. It is whether we are willing to take the lessons, that's what matters. There are so many lessons in every step of life that we have taken for granted, and we are now beginning to appreciate what we had.
Exactly. So if you're just tuning in on the show, this is of course a chat up. We have Sammy with us, and he's giving us a little update of what is happening with the Eid celebrations around the UK. First of all, thank you, Sammy. Also, a little more personal question, to say the least.
Sure.
I want to ask you how, why is it so significant that you share with your community? Why is it so significant that you celebrate Eid together with your community? What's the personal almost experience for you as an individual of the community that celebrates this festival?
Well, I believe that human beings are social beings and we are always part of a wider group. And anything that we share together, the joys, the sorrows, are actually easier when you have a wider community and a community that cares. And that is why we need to work towards creating a community that cares.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. And to everybody that's joining in, if you're listening in on our lives, feel free to comment down below if you have a question towards Sammy, if you have a question towards me, whatever it is, we can obviously have a conversation. And even if you're not somebody who's celebrating Eid, I just want to tell you, it is so nice to experience the beliefs of other people and experience the culture and religion, and it just makes us better people. That's my idea, and I hope you agree as well, Sammy.
Absolutely. That's all about caring and sharing. And I think we need to work towards that because this last year and a bit more has taught us so many lessons that we need to actually fix our ways. We need to help the next generation understand and appreciate. We have not, in our previous generations, seen any such pandemic of this nature, of this size. It has set the whole world to a reset. I believe it's like a reset button. When you reset the button, everything just resets to zero and starts again. And this
Correct.
is an opportunity for us to restart, to rethink, recreate.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. And I believe that this was that, like I said before, this was that reminder for us to appreciate every single day. And I just want to say, Sammy, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for us, for sharing your opinions and sharing this experience that you are having with everybody that's listening in. We truly do appreciate it. We have a few more questions for you, Sammy. But right
Sure,
now, I feel like we'll go for a little break. But if
sure.
you keep tuning in, if everybody that's listening in, if you stay tuned in, we will have more interesting conversation and also keep you updated with everything that's happening. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
In maintaining the safety.
Welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, the Chat Wrap, where we trap you with the best of conversation and we keep you updated with every single thing that is happening in the UK and around the world. Now, if you're just tuning in today, we've been talking about something very interesting, and that is Eid celebrations. So, if you are celebrating Eid Mubarak out to you, and if you're not, that's okay as well. We're just giving you an update of how this community is celebrating Eid and how they are coming together as one people to celebrate their religion, to celebrate their festival, and to keep their beliefs alive. With that being said, I know a lot of you have a lot of questions with regarding to what Eid actually is, and to keep you enlightened or give you a small idea of what it actually is, we have on board Sammy. Sammy is here with me to give us an idea of what exactly is happening with Eid. Hi, Sammy. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Yes, I'm here in Essex, in at the Hall Hotel grounds, and as you can see, the sermon has completed. Now everyone is ready to move around freely, maintaining the social distances. So the protocols are still in place. The prayers were held with the social distancing between each other. So everyone had their own mats, prayer mats, personal prayer mats, and everyone maintained the distance that is required of at least 1 meter. And everyone has, as you can see, they are still wearing the masks. They were wearing the masks during the time of the prayer. So these are the new sets of rules that have come in from last year after the pandemic was declared. But now again, there is no free mixing in terms of no hugging and no shaking hands. Although people may be doing that, but it's just instinctive, because when you are celebrating Eid, you forget sometimes, and you just sort of hug somebody you haven't seen for a year probably. But everyone is maintaining that quite religiously. I can see here. People are very aware. People are very conscious. People are responsible. And that is
Right.
very important, because people want to protect themselves, they want to protect others. And we, of course, as a Muslim community, are also very aware of that and are very conscious of the need to protect one another.
I'm so glad to see that people are actually following the COVID-19 protocols. And because, as opposed to last year, this year at least we get to mingle with our community, we get to see each other at least. So I guess that's
Yes,
a vast improvement compared to last year. So I'm so glad that people are
yes,
actually following the protocol, and that is something that we can learn from each other as well. So looking at the surrounding you are in, people seem to be still wearing masks and respecting all the protocols in place, and that's something that every single one of us, even if you're listening in or even if you're not here,
yes,
something that all of us can learn for sure.
yes,
Um,
absolutely.
Apart from that, Sami, so a few people that were listening on the app had a few questions with regards to what exactly Eid is. So these
Sure.
people are not a part of the community. So I thought, why don't you give us a small idea of why exactly we as a community celebrate Eid? What is the significance, and a bit of the history, maybe, if you're comfortable with that.
Well, Eid, as you know, is the culmination of 30 days or 29 days of fasting, depending on how long that lunar month is. And Eid is the festival, it's a celebration of people who have completed the fast, whether you have fasted or not, because people may not be fasting due to health reasons or various other reasons. But it is the celebration, and this celebration is a day when everybody is supposed to be joined together, the rich, the poor, everybody. And of course, bearing in mind that the poor, of course, have a right over us. Those who are needy and less privileged have a right over those who are more fortunate. So that is really the celebration of the end of Ramadan, and that is what we call Eid, and that is Eid
Right.
ul Fitr.
Right. Thank you so much for that explanation, Sammy. So I hope everybody that's listening in has a little idea of what exactly is Eid and what exactly we are
I'm sorry,
celebrating as a
I think
community.
we just what you said. I think the signal is getting a bit weak around here. So
It is.
uh,
But that's okay, Sammy. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure everybody listening in
Mubarak.
learned
Yes,
quite a lot. So thank you so much.
yes.
But I will catch you soon. Right now, let's go back into a break. But thank you for joining us, Sammy. It's been such a pleasure
Thank
to have
you,
you on board the
thank
show.
you. Eid
Thank
Mubarak to
you.
all. Thank you. Bye
Eid
bye.
Mubarak. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Sammy joining us to give us a little update on how the community is celebrating Eid. If you are somebody that celebrates Eid, if you are somebody that celebrates, I want to say Eid Mubarak out to you. And if you're not somebody that's celebrating this festival of Eid, well, then I want you to stay tuned because we're giving you an update of of how the community is celebrating, so that you have a small idea of what exactly is Eid and how we are celebrating amidst this COVID-19 pandemic. We actually just spoke to Sammy and he gave us an update of what is happening in real life events. And that was actually very enlightening. So thank you, a big thank you going out to Sammy for keeping us updated and giving us a real life encounter of how this community is actually celebrating Eid. Now, with that being said, I have a lot more in store for you. We also have a lot happening with regards to the entertainment industry that I do want to keep you updated with, because these past few days have been very interesting with regards to the Brit Awards. The Brit Awards just happened. I did keep you updated, but there's a little bit more that I do want to talk to you about. I want to talk about Ellen DeGeneres because she's doing some pretty amazing things, and she ended her talk show, which I do want to talk to you about. Also, I have some lifestyle tips and tricks up my sleeve that I do want to share as well. So if you want to hear all of this, all you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.